forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me if it could flee. Me have to take away myself. Me have to take away myself. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away myself. I have to take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Show the eye clean berries. I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist, but this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel hide like a thief in the night. May I feel get out of sight. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Show the eye a clean berries. I say, yeah. Been there, done that, don't need it again, yeah. I'm not a masochist who won't play your game, yeah. To all you move, you off me way to the core. Sayonara, the hot girl gone through the door. Take away ourselves. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Stand up on the body, girl, let me take away ourselves. Take away ourselves. Stand up on the body, girl, let me take away
Yard man. Yeah, yard man, don't respect. I want to hire. I respect and love man to all Jamaica, no matter where in the world. One eye, like I own you. No matter where in this world I go, I am a Jamaican. No birth papers I have to show, cause I am a Jamaican. No matter where in this world I go, I am a Jamaican. No birth papers I have to show, cause I am a Jamaican. I have Jamaican walk, them here Jamaican talk, cause I am a Jamaican. Them here Jamaican chat, them say Jamaican bop, cause I am a Jamaican. Now everywhere in this world I go, I am a Jamaican. I know ID I will have to show, cause I am a Jamaican. Them say, Lord, what a boy can run, that is a Jamaican. When them see the Rasta man from Jamdong, that is a Jamaican. Dressmaker, baker, tailor, shoemaker, market, woman in a donkey cart. Rivers and streams, fountains and mountains, in a Jamaica we have it all. Now anywhere in the world I go. I am a Jamaican. No birth papers I have to show, cause I am a Jamaican. When you hear that music I play out a door, it must be Jamaican. When you smell the food I cook when the breeze blow, got to be Jamaican. Hey, beautiful smile, God-fearing people, known across the world, yet you're so simple. Yeah, and it's not your fault that you're so loving and kind. Up and down, sweet Jamaica, Jah bless this island of mine. No matter where I go, I am a Jamaican. No ID I man need to show, cause I am a Jamaican. Oh, them people they laugh so much, got to be Jamaican. They have overcome struggles and been through so much, got to be Jamaican. You're not.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. I want to thank all my listeners who are tuning in this morning. Thank you for your support, and for those who stayed with us last week, we thank you as well. Today, you know, the news, it is depressing as always. So later on, we're going to have our special guest this morning, as Monday morning, with the really current news. And that's Mr. Teddy Laidley. And we have Flavius in Jamaica as well. All the way in Enfield, St. Mary, Jamaica.
Yes.
What's cooking this morning, Flavius?
Well, it's all about storm and COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But storm in the Caribbean seems to have done very little problem, caused very little problem.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be deciding to give us a break.
Mm-hmm.
Leave us alone. We don't know what will happen after.
That's good for Jamaica and the Caribbean. Texas, a part of Texas, has been hit and is under flooding. Why Hawaii, as we speak, is now bracing for the other one that is out there. So we see what category that one is going to reach landfall on Hawaii later.
Yeah.
But so far, it's good news for the Caribbean and the coast of Florida.
Yeah.
Because you know we're always in the line of hurricane. For those of you who don't know, this morning...
Did you know? Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying, for those who don't know, the festival song winner for this year, the popular artist that everyone, you know, still, some people didn't select him, but most people overseas figured that he would be the winner. And of course, Buju Banton won. I'm a Jamaican. So what you were saying?
No. I was asking if you heard about the man who jumped out of the window on some very high building.
No. Where did that happen?
Up all the time, all over the place, man.
Yeah, well, which country?
All different countries.
Oh, okay.
But particular one, people heard him as he passed different floors.
Mm-hmm.
People heard him saying, "So far, so good." So far, so good.
That's a joke.
No, it's a serious thing.
It must say so far, so good while coming down. How many flights?
Way up, man, way up.
So far, so good. He'll be screaming.
So that is we and the hurricane now.
Mm-hmm.
They have won that approach, but so far so good.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good.
And I figure it might be less painful this year
Well, I hope so.
because I don't want it. The Caribbean certainly don't want it as to what happened to Bahamas last year. They are
Yeah,
just
but apart from that,
recovering. Mm-hmm.
we're supposed to be having social distancing and whatever. Hurricane come, you can't be thinking about that.
That's why I'm telling you in Texas, they flood
Mhm.
out. They flooded out. Some people, got hit. It landed as a category 1, so not that heavy as expected at the time, but it still created some damages.
Any hurricane that
And
comes, bad enough.
yeah, and leave some people, wet. Maybe a few might be homeless. And for those who were homeless, still remain homeless, but wet and crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disaster, this disaster is never good. You understand? Doesn't matter how whether it's Mother Nature or man-made disaster. It's never good.
Yeah, it's never good because you have no control.
Exactly.
You have to just
So
stay there and bear it.
yeah,
As they say, grin and bear it.
grin and bear it.
Mhm. That's
Yeah,
all you can.
yeah. That's all we can do. Grin and bear it.
Coming at you, and they say you must batten down and all these things, but
It's only a few people can do that.
yeah,
Batten down thing. But we know what happened when hurricane hit and you're not prepared. And even when you're prepared and it hit, it's very devastating.
well, I can tell you, when Gilbert came, I was living in Morningside, off Ridley's Road. We had one house at the top of the road. Was a massive board house. And looked very, very shabby. And the citizens over time was trying to get the government to have the people pull it down. And when Gilbert came on that road, it was a few homes that did not lose their roof completely. Roof just flew away. And that house was untouched. Totally untouched. Hello?
Yeah, man, I'm here with you.
Yeah, man, totally untouched. So, you can't control what is happening.
No, we can't. No, we can't.
Bigger than us. Far, far bigger than us. So, like I said, we have to prepare the best we can, do the best we can, but that's about it. That is about it.
I want hurricane to cease for at least a 5-year period. All we must get is just tropical storms, and that would be good. Hurricane for 5 years. I hope Mother Nature listening to me and say, all right, I'm going to grant you that. 5 years, no hurricane, just tropical storms. And we see what happened, because, there's a lot, for the past, 2 to 3 years, the Caribbean have been hurting. 2017, there was devastation as well in Puerto Rico. So, you see where that led to. And then last year, at the same time, with the same breath, Puerto Rico got hit. We got hit too in Florida. So I think, and let me tell you something. A lot of trees, fruit trees, food trees were rooted up. If you have a ackee tree, chances are you lose piece of your ackee tree. Some
Okay.
people lost it all because it was rooted out,
Mm.
or it was so badly damaged that you had was to try to save it as best as you can, and in the end, some people ended up getting rid of theirs. So
But
I'm one of them.
I remember. I think it was Ivan or another one up near to Ivan
Hmm.
that brought a lot of plants and fruits with it.
Hmm.
When it passed and left,
Hmm.
a lot of stuff was started growing.
Okay,
Yeah, man.
that one was good then. If it had things
Yeah, man.
growing,
Yeah, man. It replenished the plate.
but it's
Yeah.
it's dread when it is destructive and you know killing crops.
Yeah. Totally
Farmers get
destructive.
yeah
Yeah.
farmers get hurt. Then
Yeah.
consumers going get hurt worse.
Yeah.
Everybody going get hurt. Anyway, what we have for did you know this morning?
Okay. Did you know? Yeah, man. Did you know? We have something named Rara.
All right, let me play your rara before we get into the did you know.
Okay.
All right.
Feel as if I'm in a paradise. No matter the season, you've got every reason. This place is another little heaven. East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely blessed. My own homeland. North or south, feel free to wander about. You can jump, dance, or sing and shout in my own homeland. Give yourself a treat, a few days or a week, and you will see just what I mean. Just take my advice, everyone is nice. You feel like royalty, my friend.
Each and every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have the famous Did You Know? Flavius. Take
Yeah.
it
Good
away.
morning. Okay. All of us, everyone, especially the Caribbean and outside the Caribbean, knows about the Trinidad Carnival
Mhm.
and all the carnivals around the Caribbean. With their soca and calypso music.
Mhm.
Jamaica with their reggae, coming up from mento, ska, reggae. Now we're going to speak about Rara. Rara is a form of festival music that originated in 80s that is used for street processions, typically during Easter weekend. The music centers on a set of symbolic bamboo trumpets called vaccine, but also features drums, maracas, giras, and gyros, a percussion instrument, and metal bells, as well as sometimes also which are made from recycled metal. Often coffee cans. The vaccine performs repeating patterns in octave and often strikes their instrument rhythmically with a stick by blowing into them. If you look on the YouTube, you will see some of these photographs of people playing these instruments and people doing rara in Haiti. In the modern day, standard trumpets and saxophones may also be used. The genre through predominantly African based has some Taino Amerindian elements to it, such as the use of gyro and maracas. And the African roots, I am told, is based somewhere in Benin, in Africa, in West Africa. And this is all carry over from the slave trade. The songs are always performed in Asian Creole and typically celebrate the African ancestry of the Afro-Asian massive. Voodoo is often implemented through Rara in Haiti is celebrated to communicate part of the slave revolution that led to independence. At the time when it started, slaves were not allowed to travel or communicate between plantations. They were allowed to leave the plantation only to go to church for Easter. It was the one time each year when mixing, even in chain, were allowed. The African people of different tribes used both speech and music to communicate. Beating drums were used as a common, rudimentary, universal language. Stripping of that tool, African slaves used the sound of their feet, march into church to make rhythms and communicate between chains. These minute and terse communications played a part in planning many revolutions led to an eventual independence. During Rara, Asians dance and march in the street while the bands play. Each band has their own rhythm and defines them even while marching in the dark. It is a celebration of the now, but also a remembrance of the ancestors who made it so. One moment, please. Okay. Rara performances are often performed while marching and are often accompanied by fiddlers employing metal baton. Performances generally begin on Ash Wednesday and culminate on Easter weekend. Rara is also an important part of slave daily life. Working in the fields, the plantation of endless crops was agony. And at the end of the day, Rara would take place in the street to show how good they were still doing, even after such hard and meaningless work. After Haiti's independence, Rara bands took the streets by storm to celebrate the victory. The war won. The Rara festival is likely to have developed during the period of colonial slavery. There is evidence that African and Afro-Creole slaves in the French colony of Saint Dominique paraded with drums and instruments on Easter Sunday. There is also some evidence that chiefs of Maroons marched with drums, horns, and singers similar to Rara. Since the 1990s, Asian Americans have been performing Rara in New York, Prospect Park in the summer on Sundays. So there we have a little synopsis of Rara. I don't know how many of you knew about it before, but I'm told that it's also in Martinique and Guadeloupe, the French-based islands. And it's, of course, in Africa, in the West Africa, in Benin.
Hey,
so there are probably a festival for us to visit and experience and enjoy.
Flavius, did I hear you mention something about prisoner?
Prisoner?
Yeah.
Well,
as part of the celebration, like.
yeah, well, remember when it started,
Mm-hmm.
the workers, the slaves were still chained,
Mm-hmm.
and but they were allowed to go to church.
Okay.
So on the way to church, they would do the rah-rah walking, and
Mm-hmm.
and of course, the Europeans are very afraid of drums, So they took away the drums, so they used their feet
Oh.
and anything that they could find.
What about like the shaker thing there?
Yeah, man.
Not the tambourine, because
Anything that they can find to beat. If you look at the pictures there, you will see they have some big bamboo things that they actually beat. They're blowing them at the same time.
when I was
But let me
mm-hmm.
yeah, go ahead.
No, so when I was a kid growing up, there was a tree that have something look like it looked like I you see all the moringa trees and that white sucker
Yeah.
that when you open it, the pods inside of it is like some little beans.
Oh yeah. Oh,
But they
yeah,
used
man,
to have
yeah.
a pod
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
like that where you could pick and you shake it when it dry.
Yeah, man. We have them. I don't remember what the name. Yeah, man.
Okay.
I have them. Yeah, man. They use those too, man. They use
Yeah,
anything.
because I used to see the Drankononos used to do that. Use some of them things there and shake. Good percussions.
One of my great experience of music like that.
Mm-hmm.
Music from anything. 1966, I was a cadet.
Yeah.
And we were at Newcastle, and we had to come down to the stadium for the games because we had to raise the flags every night, take down the flags. And we had a Trinidadian contingent, and from that lorry drive off, any kind of metal the man them find, or them can carry that in pocket, them start play music. No matter what. Anything you can hit and make a sound. And I can tell you, it wasn't ordinary music. It was some serious melodies, So I know that, music, and that is how they created like the steel pan and all that in Trinidad.
Okay.
And why their carnival is so powerful.
You know of Lee Scratch Perry, right?
Yeah, man.
I heard he's good at that. Use even rainwater drops, and yes, use all kind of stuff, even bugs. Let them, the ones that make noise or sounds. And he would use all of these little things around him that give off sounds and would make, add it into your music.
Yeah, man. Well, of course, one of my favorites is Miss Pamal, because Miss Pamal is one of the few singers I know. You have Al Jarreau and Natalie Cole and all that, who actually use the voice as instruments and make some serious music with them voice, not for singing, but for replicating different musical instruments.
There's a jazz artist named Bobby McFerrin.
Oh, yeah, he's one too. He's another one.
Like that, Bobby McFerrin.
Yeah, man. Those are the ones that are excellent at that. The voice and turn anything they want. In fact, I sent you something the other day, a little clip of Pam doing that. So,
Yes, sir. And I think I can play it this morning.
Yeah, man, give us a little touch of that.
Yeah, I think I can play it this morning.
I really enjoy that. It's a lovely experience. When people can be so creative.
But also some of the rap artists back in the days, like
the best is that you realize that these things are not trained or practiced. It just come out of them. It just coming out of them. It's just like somebody who whistles, coming straight out.
And she's a good whistler too as well.
I would say it's not good. I would say better than good.
Better than good.
In fact, I can say there's something that she did, the whistling, yeah. Better than good. I think she can take her voice and do any kind of instrument. In any way she wants.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying that some jazz artists can do the same thing to us. Well, not jazz, hip hop artists. There was a group named like the Beatles. What's her name? Can't remember what. No, not the Beastle Boys. Beastle Boys,
okay.
yeah. They
but them done so like them names so like
and Dougie Fresh is also a good one as good at that as well. Yeah, Dougie Fresh.
In fact, the little clip that I sent you was actually from a jazz presentation on Negril Beach. A BET special.
Okay.
We went into our element on the beat. Yeah, man. Wonderful.
Right. I'm gonna throw it up here now.
Yeah, man.
And let our viewers see what you're talking about and hear it as well.
Yeah, man.
This was called true love and affection. This was called true love and affection. Yeah, 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 yeah. This was called true love and affection. This was called true love and affection. This was called true love and affection.
Yes, indeed. Beautiful flavors. Beautiful. Here are in our elements. In the meantime, let me make you hear some more while we link up with Mr. Teddy Laidley this morning. All right. Okay. You have a bright sunshine. We in Kingston 21 don't have a bright sunshine. Unfortunately, we're expecting more rain to cool we down some more today. Flavius, are you there
Well,
with us?
you, you
I didn't hear that, Teddy.
yeah, no, no, I'm not saying, I mean, so much that you don't have that we have, and so therefore we are very grateful.
True,
We
true.
don't have the numbers in the corona, and we don't have the the weather that
Hmm.
are taking place within the Caribbean and moving north to you. We are grateful.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But Franco,
Mhm.
Yeah.
what is happening over there? Because I hear that was 9,000 yesterday alone.
Well, the numbers, we say the numbers are big every day from the last 2 weeks. So we have been experiencing heavy numbers. They're saying it's because they're doing a lot of testings. That's why we're seeing all of these numbers. But it have a lot to do with the people socializing, especially out at the bars or clubs. They're on what you call it in Fort Lauderdale. A lot of clubs or restaurants, bars, you name them, have been fined for not exercising the law that they put in place that you cannot have a packed crowd inside. It's supposed to have at least 10 people inside. Some people or some clubs have more because they say people wearing masks. So a lot of that, contributed to the numbers, climbing as well. And they're also thinking of opening schools, which, as it sit right now, it's a no-no because
Okay.
that
Well,
number have to go down.
mm, well, we moved in September, so the government is putting things in place.
Hmm.
The Ministry of Education is giving each school a million American dollars to help with the protocol of the of the opening of school to
Hmm.
make sure certain things are.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, by the way, let us start the program because I am dying to make my comment on the festival.
We are
I should
already
have
on
been
live.
previous.
If you say good
Eh?
morning, we were on live.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
I should have bet previous because, like I said, I know
Who's gonna win?
that you will win. And one of the things you must realize why he won is the vote not from Jamaica but from the diaspora because the content of his song, the first couple lines, it's, no matter where in the world I go, I'm a Jamaican, and that appeal
Powerful
to the
song, man.
Jamaicans that were,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a powerful line. That's a powerful line. Yeah.
I told Flavius this
yes,
morning.
it appealed to the yeah, it appealed to the Jamaican in the diaspora. It somewhat reminds me of years ago when Tessantin was involved with The Voice.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
And mark you, more U.S. citizens there who could have voted, but the Caribbean galvanized around Tessan at the time, along with um, side
Hmm.
of the Caribbean, or outside of it. And I remember at one of the time I was at my office, and one of my staff member was voting like her. She come in early in the morning and vote for Tessan.
Hmm.
And so that's the situation. People took time out to make sure that the vote counts. So it go back to say politically, the vote counts. And if you decide to say, oh, your brother is okay, then your vote won't count. and this demonstrates right across. And so, what election coming up here in Jamaica and the United States, it tell people go out and vote. Your vote does make a difference.
Yes, it doesn't matter how you vote, whether you vote by mail or you do the early voting, better you go out and vote.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, numbers. The numbers do add up.
But
Yeah,
Teddy,
yeah.
I decided last night that I would watch the entire program, which I did.
Mm.
And what I can say is that the best song won. But that is my opinion.
I wouldn't say the best song, I said the best appealing song.
No,
Yeah, that's the best song. Yeah, the best.
no.
Honestly, I like Sugar Song. I think Sugar
no.
Song was more powerful than Buju Song, honestly.
Who?
Sugar.
Hold on. Gentlemen, it's the same thing that we are saying. If the vote is at count, the effort was put out to cast the vote. And that's it.
True, true,
And
Oh, yeah.
Buju song was, if you're talking a festivity song, it's been demonstrated. Papa Michigan, who comes second, is a danceable song. The thing about it, feel good. You see, festival is a feel good kind of thing, a jubilation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? And we're saying that did not come from Buju song, because let us be honest, Buju
No, it
song
comes from the words.
go
It comes from the
outside.
first line. It comes from
No,
the
Buju
first
song
line.
could have come outside of festival. You understand?
It comes from the
But
first
the
line.
two things that happened last night, huh? Repeat that?
No, I said the feel good thing came from the first line. I am a Jamaican.
That's why I said to you. No. I just said to you the line that's appealing to the diaspora, because all right, let us look at the songs that have won the highest over the years. The song that ever
This is the land of my birth, Eric Donaldson.
Yeah.
this is the
Yeah.
right. Last night, Eric Donaldson was also given the iconic. It's very good. You know what I mean? Nobody,
Yeah.
personally, nobody for the year. The only other person who could have topped that is right. But everybody know that Eric Donaldson is Mr. Festival,
Oh yes.
because he's the only one that won it more than anybody else.
7 times.
Right? Right. And this is the land of my birth. Again, it's very patriotic.
Mm.
And it topped everything that have been all fears on the festival song. So what we're just saying here is that Buju song demonstrates outside of Jamaica, where we said, no matter where in the world I go, I'm a Jamaican. And that resonates well with the Jamaicans in the diaspora.
True,
It's
true.
like, okay, fine, I will not give up my identity and my nationality, despite I am doing well out here.
Mm-hmm. You know,
So,
Teddy, I was watching it on TVJ channel, right? And they are the live chat going on, and they're showing the numbers, how many people were online. 10 millions. That's a big number.
Huge number.
Yeah.
no, that's why I said it contributes to the fact that these are people outside of Jamaica. Because if you're saying statistically, not even a fraction of that came, just a fraction of that came from Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're saying that our population is 3 million, there is no way all 3 million people last night was online in Jamaica.
I even say 1.5. I even say 1.5 million.
no, that's
Not even 1.5.
no. I would have said the 0.5.
Your point. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 0.5. But not even 1.5 would have listened. Yeah,
No, but
Right.
agreed.
you must also realize, that if them say every Jamaican come home, you don't have no place to walk, You have much more people outside of Jamaica than inside Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no. The reality, they are first and second generation Jamaicans, and
third,
you're going to say no. If you say Jamaica by the fact of having passport, right? Not a US, because persons in the US
Parent-child
who have
partner.
passport.
Yeah.
No, person who have both passport, the US and the Jamaica. And we know that. That's a given.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you understand? And so if you're saying that all Jamaicans return home who bear a Jamaican passport, yeah, we could hold that amount, because there are parents in the United States who insist that their child end up with a Jamaican passport, because this is what I know personally. A friend of
Yes.
mine makes sure son has a Jamaican passport, and when he travels, he makes sure travel with both. Let's be honest. That U.S. passport is not a friendly passport many places across the world, and that's the
Oh,
reality.
it's
So
not.
true. So true. So true. So true. So true. So
Make a
true.
pass, it will open more doors. Yeah.
So true, my friend. So true.
So
You know what?
it, it traveled the world freely, coming in many places.
Oh yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, so we talk on what is happening on the festival side, and we're moving towards Emancipation Day coming up August 1, and followed by Independence Day August 6th. And
Yeah.
again, not to the debate whether we are independent, with a lot of issues that is taking place, and how we talk about whether to remove the Queen as the head of state, or whatever. I wish not to go down that road this morning. We just highlight that we're looking at Emancipation Day, and the hope that we continue to, as what Marcus Garvey said, free our mind, emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. So therefore, we just implore to the persons, that you start with self actualization, and assessing yourself, and see where you are and where we are as a people, and what we hope to achieve. So that emancipation that we looked at, which is coming up, at our history of what we have overcome to be where we are today. So that is August 1 that is coming up, and Independence Day again, August 6th. Just looking at, we just want to reach out and say hi to our listeners again in the diaspora. Um, I just want to say hi to Claudine in New Jersey. Who's listening to the program, and many other persons across the region. And like we said on the program, we're just taking one listener at a time. And if one listener can influence another listeners, then that's where we all say, let's share with him.
True.
Right?
True. Let's give them a round of
Uh,
applause.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Well,
it's
the
true.
thing politically on our landscape last week, but before we touch on what's happening on the landscape, a terrible thing happened a couple of weeks ago here in Jamaica, and it was across not just Jamaica but across again the diaspora, and a lot of people are very sick and tired of the crime situation here in Jamaica. But this one, Tamara Geddes, 36-year-old girl that was murdered at her house in front of her daughter. And then the worst part about it, it was stated. We don't know how true it is. It was something that said that the attacker wanted to have sex with her and she refused. No, we don't know. Like I said, it had been said in statement and it had been going up. So, no, the good thing about it, the Trelawney police have now held her sister along with her nieces and now have been charged for the murder.
Yeah, man, when me hear it, it's a brutal family that, man. Golly.
Yeah.
Can you do your sister that?
Just also on another incident that took place, just that is worse, that a man who was mentally challenged stabbed his mother to death. And so it's not looking good. And these are issues that we have as a country. I have to try and address it. The other thing is, there was one guy, who was a notorious outlaw or perpetrator in Montego, was finally cut down in Montego Bay. And so Montego Bay in itself is being relieved of that because it was stated ever so often that this gentleman was brazen enough to be imposing with his M16 firearm and it even take it drone on social media. And what does it look like? The security force, that includes the military, was giving allowance to this criminal, and it's a good look. So finally, the security force, went in and took him out, and it sent a signal that it is the state that is in control, and we cannot give the look that the criminal are running the country. We have to take very stringent measures to contain the violence in our country. And we applaud the security force for a job well done of, charging the ladies who were involved with that murder. Now we go on to the line of politics. It is well known that the Minister of State within the Ministry of
before you move on with this family murder business, because what is also being said is that the sisters didn't actually kill their sister, but it's something that was contracted out. That contracted out.
Yeah, like most murders.
That is not there's no longer crime of passion and all these crime of passion. These are well calculated stuff. That's not good. Not good at all.
Well,
that you're planning murders and oh boy.
No, well, people are saying no matter what she and her sister had, it would have been resolved. But let me tell you something. There are some things in the family, in families that cut deep, and no amount of mediation can address it. And so the situation is what took place, and let us be reasonable. It's not a family situation like that have taken place in the country. So it's not unique. That's the point I'm saying. But what we glad about...
No, it's not unique.
Huh?
No, it is not unique. No.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. What I'm glad about is that the intelligence and the swiftness of the security force on the investigative officer was able to identify the perpetrators. And the perpetrators came. So that's why we applaud the security system. Yeah.
Good work.
Back
Good
to what
work.
we was with a lot of person figure that Mr. Owens should then fire J.C. Utterson rather than moving to the office of the Prime Minister to keep a closer eye on him.
Two of them forget
And
fire.
with his, yeah. Now, what is interesting is that on both sides of the fence, you have J.C. Utterson with a Holland farm situation,
Okay.
and then you have Victor Wright in Westmoreland. So you have one in St. Elizabeth, that is J.C. Utterson's situation, and then you have Victor Wright situation in Westmoreland. And the organization that control the sugar company of Jamaica, Olin, that is the SCJH. So he's a member of parliament for the surrounding northern, and he occupied land that the SCJH is saying that he holds. And then the Prime Minister came out, not naming anybody in his speech, to say that there's people from the other side that is squatting. Now, again, both persons, I just, J.C. Utterson said that he did it with good intention for the farmers and the lease that the company gets to make sure that farmers occupy the land and all of that in terms of food security and so forth. Both sides. Victor's side is saying that, Utterson. But it speaks again in terms of accountability. Because if the sugar company of Jamaica, who's responsible for the land, and talk about job and food security, and if it was done in the public, then we would not this ugly situation. Because it had been said with support of letters that Utterson writes a sugar company of Jamaica, asking them to give over the lease to the company that his partner and his son is a part of. Then Victor Wright also himself said that he's on property, lease property, again to help the small farmers. And so the question is, why didn't then the sugar company, why didn't they, in that just in my opinion, why they were not the one who said, let us do this? Why, it have to spread out, and then people are saying that directors of the sugar company should have been fired or should have been resigned.
Teddy, Teddy, let me ask you a question. The land, is it government land or?
Yeah, it is government land.
And he took it?
No. That's what was being said.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the influence. It's government land that the sugar company of Jamaica is responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
And what have happened is that some farmers on it, and Utterson's point of view is that animals, along with farmers, will occupy the land.
Mm-hmm.
So what they've done, they've set up a company, a holding company that will lease the land and also look at farming and making sure that stray animals don't come on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In a similar situation, Victor Wright in Westmoreland, and these are sugar land, These are not on the land. These are sugar lands, and that's the reason why the sugar company of Jamaica were the one that is responsible for the holding of the land.
Okay.
And both are saying that we did it in the to have farmers on it. And one of the things that the farmers are doing is they call food security because they're planting the land.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying from my point of view, the sugar companies should be the one who said, well, tell you what, if that's the situation, let everybody come under us.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be the one that is securing the land or leasing the land on behalf of the farm.
Okay.
That's my point of view.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, if the farmers are there on the land growing, then if they should have agreement with the sugar company of Jamaica holding,
Mm-hmm.
not the company set up by Hutchinson and not the company set up by Victor Wright. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Or any agreement, it should be because they are the person that is responsible for the land.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you get the JC Hutchinson in it and you get Victor Wright and the name calling on the whole issue, it doesn't look good.
And, and these gentlemen
what-
are government appointees.
Yeah, one
Okay.
is a member,
MPs.
a member of parliament
Yeah.
under the PNP. Hutchinson is a member of parliament under the Jamaica Labour Party. And what we are saying, this bickering back and forth of who owns the land and who doing that, it should not have been. It should have been. That's how the nepotism
Mm-hmm.
and the cronyism come about.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying one of pushing those out is that nobody should be able. You see, the agriculture minister who is saying that, oh, I didn't do anything right, I have to orchestrate it. You shouldn't, because the land come underneath your minister portfolio, just like the situation with VAR.
True.
We're saying that you can't seek land for even a recreational purpose once you come underneath your ministry. And so that's what I am saying.
Conflict
You
of
should-
interest. That's big conflict of interest, right? So.
And what will follow Teddy? What will follow Teddy is that exactly what is happening in St. Thomas, where the government have farmers on the land, and they go and lease it to a third party, and the third party run out the farmers them.
And so you see, so when we look at it again, we want to look at food security. Here it is. The farmers in St. Thomas are farming the land, right? And it's giving food security to persons. It's letting us have food on our table. And that's supposed to lower the importation bill from food from overseas. And as I rightly said, you lease it to somebody who have another interest for the land. You know, it shouldn't be the case. It should be one person saying that, okay, once you're doing farming, has to do with it. You cannot use it for other things, just like what is happening. Many of our agricultural land are turning into housing solutions. And that's a fact.
True, man.
So when we supposed to have been producing to reduce the high importation of food, you know, we must develop a better strategy and looking at it to say, what can we do in terms of housing solution? Where can we put housing solution? What has to become a free market where everyone who have capital can just go ahead, you know what I mean, and start put up a housing scheme, right? And we don't look at the environmental impact it is causing. You know, issues like those we should be addressing, and issues like those the people from the different community and the constituents should be talking. But like everything else, it's not going to be talked about. It's going to be put on the back burner, and then the political campaign will start, and the promises will start, and nothing like that will be addressed.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That is so
Right?
true.
And we sit on the veranda again and become armchair critics, and we're not using our voices, because we are currently on this program, right? And we're using our voices to say that the strategies and the policies of the government in country is not going in the direction for the development of the country. And
True,
that's
true.
what we are using our voices saying,
How soon do you
right?
see elections calling?
No, the election will be called in the interest of the party, and it's simple as that.
But next year would be their 5 year, right?
Yes, next
Yeah.
next year will be in the final. Like I said, next year February it is due, and with a 3 month period after. And so what they finally have done is to look at doing the both election, both the local government and the national election as one to save $1 million. And then a lot of debate is coming about is that if one ballot is filed for a council, does it affect? Or they want to be two ballots and all of that. And they're making it look like they need a rocket science. You don't need a rocket science. You simply need two boxes. That's it.
Yeah, that's
One
true.
box is for the local government, and one, so therefore there's no spoiling.
I really
Simply
don't even need two boxes, You just need put it on the same ballot paper.
that's what I was saying to people.
Just
You
put it
know,
on the same ballot
on the
paper.
same right, instead of two. No, because I've seen other countries have done it.
Yeah, the
You know,
same paper, same ballot, same thing.
in countries like South Africa, where you have several parties,
Mm-hmm.
the ballot paper look like I don't even know what to say, but 'cause even Jamaica, each constituency is just
Like
basically
a
two
tall,
members.
a tall printout sheet from a computer. Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So in our cases, you'd only have two member of parliament
Mm-hmm.
uh, and for council.
Council members, yeah.
Yeah. So that's just basically 60 persons
Mm-hmm.
on the ballot. So it shouldn't be that difficult. What they should start be doing now is it's simple. Start an educational program
Mm-hmm.
to educate the persons going to vote.
Mm-hmm.
So you use through the Jamaica Information Service to start saying to persons, this is what you do when you're going to market. So nothing has changed.
Mm-hmm.
You're councillors and you know your MP. All you have to do is mark there, and that's it. No, you don't need nothing scientifically and long and drawn out. Just like when you're going to do your parish council election and you know who your councillors in the area, then you make an X. You same thing with the MP.
You
But
just,
the only difference that we're going
they could
one ballot.
they could put like a mock ballot inside the newspaper, Gleaner, Stars, so that people could see
Yeah,
what it looked like,
that's
and
yeah,
They
that's
will
what
do
we're
that.
saying.
They will do that. They will do that.
Yeah. And so you start the educational campaign, but what we are saying here, there's other issues need to be debated on. Apart from the same thing I talk about roads and water and light, which is a common place. The country's proper roads.
I have a question
Proper
for you,
roads
Teddy.
bring
I have a question for you,
huh?
Teddy. Will you be seeking office for a counselor? Well, you laugh for Flavius. He could be a good candidate as a counselor. I'm not.
Our MP, yeah.
Well, I was even thinking of MP yet. Just a counselor. Any thought?
No, they can tell you something. The best way I can serve
Mm-hmm.
is outside and serve.
Okay.
Serve with my conscience. community because as a justice of the peace, I have a stronger right.
Okay, okay.
So
So you're a JP.
so
That's good. That's good.
yes.
What about you,
So
Flavius?
I
What about me?
Yeah. Any thought of running as a counselor too?
Let me tell you, the problem with Jamaica politics, you see,
Mm.
service for a political party, you don't have the freedom that you need. Let's say there's not the freedom that I would need because in most times
Mhm.
you have to follow the party.
Let me
no
ask.
no
Let me
no.
ask you and Teddy a question. Let me ask
No.
both of you a question.
Before you go on, no. Go on.
Let me ask
It
both
just
of you a question, Teddy. All right.
hold
Based.
on. Before you ask that question, hold on.
Mhm.
Before you ask, same thing that Flavor is saying, and the same thing that I will be saying.
Mhm.
The party does allow independent thinking people, and that's the bottom line.
And that's what I was going to come and ask you. What about
Yes.
running as an independent candidate? Say you're a popular person in Jamaica. People know you, but you don't want to
What?
side with a political party.
No,
Can you register as an independent
no.
candidate? No?
Yes, you can.
You can.
Mm-hmm.
But here the problem. You will not. Let me tell you something. The politics in Jamaica have been polarized so bad that what people are looking at as an independent person, unless you are financially viable, meaning you have the surplus of capital
Mm-hmm.
that can make a difference,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot go out there because number one, for example, as an independent candidate, and say, let us look at the council, and you won your seat
Mm-hmm.
and go inside a council, you are going up against the two established parties.
Mm-hmm.
If, for example, you put together a resolution,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be passed because it needs the votes to
Both of
pass
them
it.
can kill it. Okay. And
There you go.
the reason
But
why I
this
was thinking along
Franco,
that line,
Franco,
because I'm
Franco,
looking like.
Franco,
Mm-hmm.
Franco, let me explain something to you. Apart from that, you would not be getting any votes, no matter how popular you are, because the people thinking is this.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have the backative of the party who is like in charge of the work, in charge of this. You don't have that backative.
Mm-hmm. So you're telling me
No, but
a popular
no.
person
Hold on,
like
hold on, hold
Usain
on.
Bolt.
You see, popularity don't help you unless you have the backative. You remember, so
Yes, yes.
decisions are made by the ministries,
Mm-hmm.
not on an individual
Mm-hmm.
basis. So even if you are, look at it this way now. Okay, let's say the PNP is the government and the local government election runs and the council that wins is a JLP.
Mm-hmm.
They would feel that they have a lesser chance of doing a good job because the PNP won't allow them the finances for them to do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
So you think if
It's
that's
central
happening to
government,
a
yeah.
party, think about you as a single man. None of them will look at you. So you won't get anything. And you won't get anything done. And you become obsolete very, very quickly because you cannot get anything done.
Well, look at it this way, Franco. Even right now, a sitting caretaker on the opposition doesn't have a voice and cannot get nothing done in terms of the ruling. So even for example, he is the era, and although the JLP is in power, you know what I mean, stifled. He can be stifled. Funds will not be granted to him. You see, the culture that until we educate our constituents of how politics is, then it's going to be the same old. Nothing is going to change because let me tell you something. The die-hearted are the ones that serve the party and get the party in. Again, it goes back to the days of where we're saying those people will get the spoils and the benefits. The cronyism and the nepotism will always side. So if you decide to make a change, it's not going to happen. Let us look all the way back when Marcus Garvey entered the council and his ideas was pushed aside. All the policies that Marcus Garvey come up with, both sides of the party have used it and don't let the people know. Because when we talk about some of the things that Marcus, and if you go back and look at some of the things, the policies that Marcus Garvey years ago said within council, people, both sides take a little piece of it and make it look like, oh, they come up with these ingenious ideas. And it wasn't there.
So both of you telling me that a man like Usain Bolt wouldn't stand a chance if him choose to align with any political party. He wouldn't stand a chance.
No chance.
Not even if Puma back him financially. Have no chance.
No chance.
Listen, Franco.
Let me hear Teddy, coach. Let me hear Teddy first.
Okay. You saying enter, right? Now, one of the things about it is ideas and policies are not aligned to either side. It's not going to work for him. You understand?
No chance.
Because
no chance.
People don't see him. People don't see him as an advocate. It's not, for example, he's a sports person and you hear him lashed out against the established organization. I mean, like the political party. If he was an independent advocate, then he could galvanize the people behind him. But within his present situation, that advocating, you don't hear him come out and advocate certain things. He don't. So for having it's tokenism, to be honest.
Franco.
Because all right, case in point. Hold on, case in point. Juliet Cuthbert, a former Olympian.
Yeah.
Member of Parliament.
Member of Parliament, yeah.
Right? Good. She's there for tokenism because Juliet is my friend. We go way back. But she have not all terms of advocating for certain change within our party. And she become vocal. One of the things that she get vocal on her platform was the pro-life thing. That woman have a right to her body and everything. And people were disappointed in her. You understand? You could take on a better, a far more case that affect the country than when you're talking about having the right for abortion or legalize abortion. You understand? Yes, that's a female issue. But you could have done far more impact if you are taking on something that affects the entire country and across all social lines. And she's quiet.
Franco, let me just say this, Franco, and tell you something you might not know. The Jamaica government controls what happens in the country. And I'm saying that to say this. The parish council with the mayors and the councillors have no say at all. They are just carrying out duties to be done. They have no influence on anything. Reason being, they have no finances. They have to take what is given by the central government to them. They, by law,
why? You need to. You need to tell Frank. You need to tell him that the money goes into the consolidated fund. That's what is like a piece.
Yeah, but I'm saying something even more than that. The parish councils and the parish management and whatever cannot put on a fundraiser and raise funds for themselves. That's how bad it is.
Cannot do
it. They cannot. No. They have no control over money. In fact, they get no money at all. I sit down for a long time and speak to a sector manager. They get no money.
So the parish basically just get what is given to them by the
And then the
government.
central government gives the money.
The parishes just basically take what is given to them.
Well, hold on, Franco. What
Yes,
has happened
they
is
cannot.
the parish generate money now. Don't let us, because money from property tax, money from other things like for the market fee, they generate money. But the problem is that money that they generate over the years, take for example, in entertainment, they make a lot of money to grant license. But the fact is that money is not there. It has to hand it over
to the central
to
government.
there you go.
Yes.
And so we should be
Franco.
using those money, because you hear what always happens. The road needs to be fixed, and then it's a toss-up between, is it parish council road? Is it the national road, meaning NWA, National Work Agency, or whose road it belongs to? It shouldn't be that case. It should have been, and all this should have been taking place of all the roads that are controlled by parish council, and those need to be addressed.
So that body is just a figurehead to the government then. They are just
Franco.
figureheads to the government.
Franco, suppose tomorrow morning the parish council decide that the population of Enfield is very big, which it is, and they should have a market. They cannot build that market. They have to apply to the Ministry of Local Government. And the Ministry of Local Government will put that on them national list and see when they can get round to it. They cannot do anything at all.
So what's the purpose of them then? They're just figureheads.
Wasting time.
Yeah, that's what I said. Them not needed then. They're just figureheads.
No, they're not needed. They're not needed.
They're needed, but I mean they're
They're
figureheads.
needed. They're needed, but
They're figureheads.
They have no autonomy. They cannot do anything to effect change. All right, look at Canada. What I tell you, Canada have a provincial system where it does not matter who the central government, which party control the central government. Each province have their own election and have their own government.
The same thing like the US. You have your
and
own
their own money.
You have your own governor race.
And they have their own
state senate, your state congress.
Yeah, but them own money to spend.
So
Jamaica is not.
that's why I'm
like that.
asking you guys a question, because I want to know what power local government, parish council have.
None. I mean, none.
Because
None at all.
state senators and Congress, they have powers to do things, and the governors have powers to
None
do
at all,
things.
none
Just
at
that
all,
them get
none
a
at
bulk of
all.
ID, money, and from the federal government for add to their budget as well.
Hold on, just remember.
Everything you have to go to the central.
No.
And the
It's set up
central
differently. Whereas,
control everything.
Let me hear Teddy, coach.
no, the situation set up that the councillor is an extension of the member of parliament. And so therefore you carry out what was implemented. And that's the bottom line. And also the council kind of gauge the strength of the political party. For example,
But what I tell you, what I want to tell you is a follow up on what you say. You tell you say the councillor is an extension of the member of parliament. Okay, let's say the JLP is in government and the MP is a PNP MP and the councillor now is a JLP councillor. That's the confusion. Total confusion. The councillor can make the PNP MP look good enough. So the people them suffer at all
And the
times.
PMP MP now go give the council, the GLP council, no funding for carry out nothing.
But plus him don't have any anyway because the central government not give him anything anyway.
All right, how can this system be changed or revamp?
We have to talk about my thing is to change the whole constitutional thing completely. If that is not done, we have to set up something like we have in Canada.
Because each parish should have
Should have its own power.
yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Each parish should have its power. 'Cause if you have a mayor, what the sense you have a mayor, you can't do nothing.
Hold on, Franco. Not too long ago, Not too long ago, St. Anne was regarded as the poorest parish in Jamaica, St. Anne, we have so much hotel, so much cruise ship.
Where them base that on? Where them base that on?
God he knows. God he knows.
In Teddy,
But
so Teddy, how this
the
thing can
point is
change? How
all
can
that
this thing
money-
change? If there's going to be a change, how can it
Yep.
be changed?
You have to change the system where the parish have their own power and can get them own money.
And the money stayed at the parish.
That's it.
Well, like we said, each parish council generates its fund. And what we're saying was basically wanting self-sufficient. That's all we're saying. You know what I mean? You must be self-sufficient, and then so therefore the money that you garner, it should not be put in the consolidated fund. That's what we're saying. So for example, hold on. What we're saying, if a change is going to come about, take for example, you collect property tax, right, from the parish itself, right? And you're saying that the property tax help with the roads and the lights to make sure that you have proper street light, you have proper roads, you have proper garbage collection. Those are the premise in which you say the property tax go towards. All right. So if that's the case, what it means then, when my road needs a fix, I should then call on the council. The council should not tell me that, it is NWC road. What I am saying, all major thoroughfares, meaning all roads that lead in. So for example, you live in a community. Once you come on the main road, that's supposed to be National Work Agency road. My road should have been for the council.
Road, all those roads.
Right. So therefore, if there needs repair for my road, my council should not tell me that there is no fund. Or they are awaiting funds from central government.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If the light, I should be able to tell my council that the light on my road have gone out, and so therefore the light needs to be repaired. So what we are saying here is that local issues should be addressed by the council. So if my garbage is not being picked up, I should be able to ask my council why the garbage truck is not in my area to take up my garbage. It's simple. I should be talking to my member of parliament for that. There's issues that I'm supposed to talking to my member of parliament for. So we look at the school. Things that are of a larger impact on the community should be addressed by the member of parliament. Each parliament is given what we call the fund. That fund at the table should have been representatives from the Citizen Association, the MP, and other social group, meaning the Ministry of Labor and all those other bodies should be at the table. Yes, can we put a social program in place for community?
True.
That's what I want. The member of Parliament along with the councillor should not have all of that access to the money. So until we are able to educate the population, because you see what the boil on, and if people are not knowledgeable of how things work, then they will continue to be bamboozled by the system.
And obviously,
And if they don't come out and have a voice to say, look, what you're doing is wrong, and we want a change, then it will continue on this path. So what we are saying is education, information to the person living in the community.
so obviously the massive don't know anything about the local government of the country because
No, they don't.
based on how you
No,
guys
they
are
don't.
explaining it, they don't have these information.
No, they don't. But
They don't.
apart
No,
from that,
all right.
apart from that, Franco.
Frank, there is a popular saying, in the abundance of water, the food is thirsty. Isn't that so? There you go.
So that means
People are not going out to information.
the changes that we are looking for, the common man to get up and go out and say, I'm going to fight for this change. It will never happen then.
No.
It will never
Let me tell you
happen.
let me tell you what needs to happen, Franco. Let me tell you what needs to happen. Jamaica need to have a new political system, one that would allow for no more than one member of parliament per parish. So you'd have about 14 people in the government, and them run the national issues of the country. And then each parish would have their council of members that will be looking after the parish. And if any amount of those,
Looking after the local issue, government issue of the parish.
yes. But the country don't need 63 member of parliaments. Doing what? Jamaica is a very small country, less than 3 million people. Right?
Okay. What was said years ago and what has not been practiced and simple. We need a legislative council. Therefore, these people, it's just like how you'd have cabinet, right? What we're saying that is not controlled by politicians. All right? Or put it this way. Or what does that mean now? Right now, if I'm a member of cabinet and ministerial position, you as an MP who wants to be advocating for your people, you have to make sure that you are in, although we are in the same party. That's the bottom line. So what we're saying is that the cabinet should not be elected members. So therefore, at the end of the day, you can remove them. It's just like, for example, J.T. Orchardson was Minister of Industrial Commerce, Fishery and Agriculture, right? Different is that he was taken away from him, but the member of parliament is not. It can't be like that. The elect have to make that decision whether he goes back as their MP. That's what needs to be. You understand?
Change, yeah.
And yes, to change.
Franco.
So
Franco.
Do something, and he can be fired as a minister. You understand? But he can't be fired as a member of parliament. So that's what we're saying.
But Franco,
Those things.
The worst thing, what I can tell you, the worst thing that the British people have given us, apart from slavery, is something called the Westminster system. And all the Westminster systems, it engenders greed. A winner take all system.
And these
So,
guys
the
won't change
longer-
it.
Well, this is where a revolution need to come about to change that system.
What type of revolution you talking about?
Any type of revolution. Any type. But, I mean, Jamaica are very bright people, you know.
Who's gonna put the bell around the cat neck?
Everybody has to, because you see, the system, the Westminster system is like a pyramid, you know. Eventually it must crash, you know. So all these people who are enjoying it now will know that one day it will crash. It have to crash.
A lot of people.
It's a pyramid. It's a pyramid.
Those who know about the Westminster system, including yourself.
If you look, Franco, it started off with 2 terms at the JLP and then 2 terms at the PNP, and you know. But it's the same people.
Those who know about the Westminster system, like yourself, need to start putting these things in front of the people face. Put it in the newspaper, make them know the effect
want to get
of the destruction of the Westminster system.
England want to get rid of
And make people start see what it is. Even when we are talking about council members and member of parliament and 63 member, a parliament that needed, cabinet member should never be member of parliament. All of this we have to put in front of the people's face so them can see and read and understand and know what it is. So them can start asking for change.
Yeah, and one thing we have to look at now. Okay, let me tell you about independence. Independence was not gotten by us, you know. It was a plan by Britain, you know. It was a plan by Britain how to still rule us. People getting uneasy. So they came with independence to try and appease the people. But they didn't allow the people to plan and to understand what it was all about. And if you object some more, this is what I found out recently doing my Did You Know? If you object some more, like Trinidad, they will allow you to become a republic. But it's not a real republic. It's a republic within the Commonwealth. So you're still governed by them.
Well, we have to start educate the people about the system.
The biggest mistake we make about independence is that it was never planned for. We didn't know what we wanted and we didn't know what we were going to do. Remember, the British is the one that created the Caribbean Federation, to eat for themselves, And when they realize it now going to work properly, to their mind, them siphon something into Jamaica and Trinidad and make them pull out. And since they were the 2 most powerful ones and biggest ones, from them pull out, everything else crash.
Flavius, we have to do something about it. We have to educate the people. Then we have to start put it out on social media, make people see the effect and the destruction. Because when you look at it, the poverty going to get worse and worse in Jamaica. You understand me? Because parishes are suffering because they are not being looked at. They are not being looked at, and it's going to get worse. Because we look at our time around right now.
Franco, respect one thing, right? We are now currently on the air. We don't know who is listening, so therefore we don't know when the narrative is going to change. So the difference that I am saying here, Franco, let us. You notice that if water drip on a rock constantly, it bore a hole in the rock. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
So what we're saying here, if we continue this forum right? Because we don't know who is listening.
Mm-hmm.
Our function is to educate and inform. So what it means? It means that a forum like this
Mm-hmm.
to say to people with the narrative to change, we have to look. We have to look at alternative solutions, and so let people understand the alternative solution. Let people understand to know to say, well, look, the council is supposed to serve you, not
Mm-hmm.
you serve the country. You must also get the forum out there to state that the politicians supposed to put the right
Mm-hmm.
and not and part. For example, one of the things that I admire about the American system, right, and it's simple, and I should say people, whenever the police encounter anybody on the road,
Mm-hmm.
America have this thing with that pride and patriotism. That I'm an American. I know my right,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what we need to start get Jamaicans to understand that I'm a Jamaican and I'm right, and this is what I want for my country.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to give up. It's you dictate to us what we want. We are going to because we feel there to serve us. It is not you there. It's not the reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Until we get the populace of the country to realize that the elected officials are there to serve us and to carry out a mandate that we're saying. They're not supposed to create a mandate and then tell us, oh, this is good for you.
Mm-hmm.
No. And it needs to be started that we organize ourselves through the citizen association, through city councils, through the various civic organization that spread across it, right? And take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to enforce here. We have to use the forum. For further information, we must start on this program to start identify the civil groups that are out there that
Mm-hmm.
are fighting.
True.
Don't take it for granted that we are the only ones. There are civil groups out there that
Mm-hmm.
are fighting for the betterment of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So what we have to do, we have to use this forum. Like, for example, on the next week program, what I will do, I will get some information of look at the present situation, how the present parish council work and its function. And then we can dissect it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we have to do. So although we are on the program and we're talking from an
Teddy,
emotional, yes. One
Teddy,
second. Yeah, let me finish the point there, please. So what we have to start doing now is to start to give out additional information. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, are allowed to make informed decisions. Go ahead, Peter.
no, I was just saying that in just to follow up on what you're saying, it would be good if we could probably get a sector manager to come on and talk to us because sector
Yeah, but
manager person manage the parish council, you know.
before no, but before we do that here, what is important, we understand how it works first. So
Mm-hmm.
you see, once we understand how it works, then we're able to ask the appropriate question and ask why it's not working. So you see, once we inform to know why is this go like that and why the council, because we don't want a situation that the secretary manager come onto the program and just tell us anything and we just sit there and
No,
because
no,
we
no,
don't
no.
know,
Yeah, I
right?
agree with you.
I agree. I agree.
First
I
thing
agree.
to do is to know how it works and how it, and so when he then comes onto the program and says, okay, fine, this is what you've been doing for the past, why have it not been changed? And
Mm-hmm.
how and then we can tell him how the change will go about, whether by resolution of vote or it need the central government. And why is it that you're not doing the change? And
Mm-hmm.
that's where we stand. We want to when we put persons there to answer questions, we know how the system works.
True. True.
Yeah,
True.
And the secretary manager, Franco, supposed to be non-partisans.
He or she.
He or she, yes.
Yeah,
They
man.
are employed by the council to manage the council.
Yeah, but the question again, are they given sufficient? Yeah, but the question is, are they given sufficient tools to manage, or they have to play up to the council? That's the answer, because you can do that job in that. Right, so that's what we're saying. And how do we now fight on the behalf of the council manager or whatever? How do we help him? Maybe he can't come about with he doesn't have the necessary tool. And maybe the tool that he needs must be the voice of the people. And so if he gives the voice, to carry out his job, then he's able to carry out a more effective and efficient job.
I want
right? And so that's go ahead.
Finish up on that. This is a different
thing.
That's
what I'm saying. And so that's where we need to go. We need to inform ourselves and how it works and what has been proposed. And the point that we will raise is from a non-partisan, a non-political point. Because I personally are not campaigning or champion no cause for no political party. What I am saying is that Jamaica first, party second.
Fair enough. Okay, the question I want to just move away from this a little bit is virtual entertainment. Virtual sports is happening in some part of the world, and so too is virtual entertainment. But I want to know the virtual sports is a more more organized, because these guys are still under contract and being paid, whether spectators come out or not. But for those who are doing the virtual entertainment, how are they being paid? When I say paid, I'm not pushing my nose into it. I want to know, how are they being given work then? Is it harder now? Or are they feeling the pinch?
All right, there's two things. Virtual sports and virtual entertainment.
Yeah, but I just use the sport because they are getting paid still.
No, but here what happens. Remember that the stadium make a big difference because merchandise helps to supplement income. So whether that's cap, whether that cup, whether that pack of popcorn or whatever, it helps to supplement the income for the sportsman. So yes, it's right now, but people play a very important part. From the parking, holistic approach, from the parking to the seat, play a very important role. Now, looking at entertainment is the same sort of thing. When a promoter puts on an event, right? You talk about sponsorship. Sponsorship is critical because what happens, the sponsors want to see that become knowledgeable of his product. So therefore, bunting. Bunting is where the signs of the within the perimeter or access in the event. Where when there's a break in the band or you're constantly seeing the bunting because the sponsors want to make sure that his product is constantly in the mind of the consumer. Sponsors sponsor both sports events and entertainment events. Now, when you don't have an audience, it means my reach to my consumer is difficult. I cannot reach the people that I want whether I use the traditional media or the social media, but I still need to reach person. Now, in terms of our income, it's going to be difficult because you can only make so much through virtual um virtual virtual streaming in terms of streaming. Now, a show when you do a tour, you make money because you're going to different cities and you're
Mm-hmm.
pulling income from
Mm-hmm.
different social economic groups for your shows.
Mm-hmm.
The money from merchandise. The promoters make it concessions that are taking place in these venues. Is a whole lot more goes in to an event. So yes, the virtual audience is like for example when we said last night the numbers for the festival song reached X amount. Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But how did it benefit locally? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Did JCDC, if JCDC did put on that event at the national stadium or the national indoor, there would have been some capital gain from it, some revenue gain
Mm-hmm.
from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people who are in charge of the event, you start by passing, so money would have been generated from the park, money would have generated from the ticket sale, money would have been generated from the concession inside there, which include the drinks and the food. Money would have been generated from sponsors because sponsors want to make sure that they brand the event. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
Except
all
but
of
I'm
that
Teddy,
asking,
except
I'm asking,
is
what's
like,
the impact? What's the impact side now of the
hold on.
artist?
No, except
Who is going? Who is going?
no, no. My thing is um it,
sports
the
have
the president.
transitioned into television a long time ago. So most ticket sales in sports have been the lowest part of the income of sports for a very long time now. Television is what pays the way. So that is
Yeah,
they can't compare. They can't compare to the performances because this is a new era for this. A new era. They must get the television stations to buy into these events so money can be made. And if television buying, a lot of money will be made. But for right now,
yeah,
everybody have to just go
you're,
slow.
you're correct. Yeah, you're correct because the television rights is another thing, and so the television,
You,
the
you,
media, I have to sit
you.
down. They have to sit down and look at it. So, for example, if you're looking at virtual, no, it means everybody have to come to the table to help cut up that revenue cake and see what percentage you're going to get.
Yeah.
So therefore, if we have in a show like, for example, the Sumfest that takes place on Facebook recently over the
Friday and
weekend,
Saturday, yeah.
right? It means now that we had a wider reach. There are a lot of people who end up seeing it who could not travel, but there's another side that have not benefited. The airline and the hotel and trickle down effect did not benefit from it. But we now must say to the entertainers, you know your negotiation skills must be able to get a more decent slice of the cake. No.
Mm-hmm.
What you've been paid, stage performer, and people coming to see you perform, that's fine. No, we're talking about a user reach in audience through the medium of television. You must be able now to negotiate a bigger slice of the cake.
Mm-hmm.
No, the only good thing that happened is that it helped in terms of the marketing. For example, if there are persons within a particular era who are able to stream to see the artist on stage here who have never seen them before, what it does, it helps to complement when you're ready to go back. That audience already know you and know know what it is that you have to offer. So it opens when everything are being restored, especially for touring.
So it's benefiting the artists then.
It
Yeah, it
benefits
is.
everybody.
Because
It
Okay.
benefits everybody. It's just
Because
a
I know
time it's
financially,
being set.
but I wanted to know about from a financial point as well.
But
If
Franco, all
you
right,
know,
Franco.
you know. I wanted to
Mm.
know from Teddy if from the financial part of it, right? Because normally, so one artist would have been on the road, like how you mentioned earlier, and he would be going to city, and you know that's a
yeah.
financial gain both in merchandise, etc. But now that him don't have that to do, is he still benefiting? What's how beneficial is it for him, other than reaching another broader scope of audience?
Okay.
No, in the long run, it can be very beneficial in the long run, you know. In the
No,
long
no,
run.
no.
I mean,
We're
yeah.
talking. No, no, no. Let us look at immediate. So when an artist go on the road, take for example, let us look at it local. It's an event tonight, right? He perform, he get his balance. He has to get cash. Now the people around him benefit. The managers is supporting group. That point I keep on saying. The other supporting groups are not benefiting right now.
Okay, that's it.
Case in, all right,
That's
case
all.
in point. Last night when we look at the festival song, each one of those artists would have come with their band. Now that case is only one band back everybody. Normally Buju don't perform without his band.
True.
You understand? So the band would have benefit. His management team would have benefit. So that's what I'm saying. The ripple down effect that would have happened with a virtual
So some
is not
people
the
are
same
still
thing.
being, some people are affected same way.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Franco, look
That's
at
the
this.
answer. That's the answer I was looking for. I think I
Yeah,
may have
Franco.
asked it in a
Yeah.
different way, but that's the answer I was looking
Yeah.
for.
Let me explain something to Franco. You see, West Indies play in England now in a test series in England, and they had to be there like a month before and all that.
Yeah.
A test series is very expensive, you know. But they were able to do that without any spectator or whatever,
I
because
think
all that money was guaranteed upfront by the media houses carrying it.
Coach, I know that because it's the same thing with the football series and the
Yeah,
basketball. All of that money have
because
been through the media
those,
already.
yeah, those are established.
That's
But
why
the
I mentioned it.
entertainment
That's why I
part of
put the
it,
question like that to Teddy. I know
yeah,
virtual. I know. Say right now the sports, the players are still making their money. Everybody making their money, but for the
everybody,
entertainment, not everybody is making money. So that's what I was
because it's
asking.
new.
Yes,
Yeah,
and that's what I was
there's no
asking him because
established.
I know it already for the sports. The sports are benefit same way, but entertainers,
Yeah,
not everybody is benefiting.
mhm.
No, because
But that's why I say the long
certainly
run. The long run,
I have
everybody
not
can
benefited.
benefit a lot.
Because
No,
I know Teddy not benefiting.
yeah,
I know you
because
not benefiting.
I can't do tours
Exactly.
and
And
I make my commission from the artist.
there you go.
That's it.
Well, anyway,
So
gentlemen, we got to
you have
wrap
to
it
find
up.
another way.
I give you 1 minute each, and then we wrap it up and get out of here. So you go first, Teddy.
No, like I said, we just want to make sure the program has a media to educate and inform people so they can make informed decision and informed decision carry a change. Because when people are able to, then we can do a change and it's change for the betterment. And that's it.
Okay. Flavius?
Well, there's a new discussion right now, which I heard on the news last night. That probably we can just follow it and see how it goes, so we can speak about it next week. Is
Okay.
that the government is putting together a committee or an education think tank or something like that to look at reforming the Jamaica education system. And the Jamaica Teacher Association say they were not invited. They are not on that committee. And there's no place on the committee for students either. And they're saying that if you're going to do something to reform what we do, say into it, and the student bodies also should be at the table also, so we can look and see where that goes from here, so we can discuss it next time.
All right, true.
Well, yeah, man, because it's critical.
True. I was just watching the entertainment news and the concert all weekend, the Sunfest, 2 nights, and then the festival. And I was thinking about, the effect that it have on the entertainment industry, and especially for artists traveling with their managers, booking agency and everything. And one artist mentioned that, from the virtual part of it, it's good, but a lot of people is being hurt,
Yes, definitely.
I have a concern about it because I know.
From a tourism point of it, some fest, Jamaica get hurt badly from the tourism part of it. Because the man in the street, I said him coconut and all them things there, him not get make a dollar.
So, that I was looking at, I hear some people, was saying next year it's going to be better. So I'm just hoping, people can put into place something where everybody can benefit if this thing don't over in time,
Last year we said it's going to be better for sure. We started some festival in Canada here, and it went over well because Sizzler came to the first time in a number of years. The group that was after him, they allowing him.
Yeah.
And so the question, a lot of the promoters were looking to say, well, boy, this year was going to be better. We didn't see Kobe on the horizon. Yeah.
And his performance the other night was very energetic, The man performed as if he was in front of a live audience. I mean, real energetic, So I can imagine, him being in Canada.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
On that note,
another.
Go ahead, Teddy.
Yeah. No, I would say another week on the year. Very successful day.
Yeah,
and continue for our listeners just to bring in one more person, and that's it.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much for taking
the time.
Yeah, man. Again? And take care of yourself, all right? And
all right,
be safe. Okay, Flavius, time for us to get out of here. So what you want to say to our viewers, our listeners this morning before we leave?
I don't know if I said it enough last week, but I got to start back strongly on it. This thing about discipline, self-discipline, discipline of the family, keep your home sterile. These are the things we have to do. And and some little things are creeping in now. That somebody say, "Oh, I have on my mask, so you don't need to put on yours. Or you have on your mask, I don't need to put on mine." These are things are creeping in. And we have to watch all of that. Everybody must wear the mask, It don't make sense. If you have on your mask, you don't know what's going to fly off of your mask onto me.
Yeah.
So let's just keep it safe. Keep it safe. Don't start cutting corners. Don't start cutting corners. We have to keep it. We have to go. Like I say, a football game is 90 minutes. Don't play 89. You need the 90 minutes. Let's deal with this to the end. Let's carry it to the end, so we all can be safe and be there when it's over.
True.
So discipline is the key, and you have to bring your whole family into it. You have to keep the place sterile. Very important.
True.
So until tomorrow.
Before we pull out, I want 2 things I want to say. And tomorrow guest is Mr. Rush
Feeling,
Feeling,
yes.
right? So he'll be
The
coming here.
owner, the owner of the True Blue Boutique Resort
Mm-hmm.
in Grenada,
Okay.
in John's Grenada. And I might say one of the nicest hotels that I've ever been.
Okay.
And the hurricane just passed.
Yeah, so Mr. Rush Feeling will be here tomorrow from True Bay Hotel and Resort.
True Blue Bay
True Bay,
Resort.
yeah, and Resort.
Yeah,
And
yes, in Grenada.
also,
True Blue Bay.
I want to thank all our listeners for being here with us today and
Yeah.
for subscribing. Continue to subscribe. Those of you who are listening and haven't subscribed as yet, and please share it to your friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend that we're really doing this, and it's for the Caribbean. It's not for Jamaica alone. It's for the Caribbean people because we
And
have
it's the real stuff.
yeah, and we have because if
No
you
fake
notice
news.
our guests that we bring our guests, they are Caribbean from the Caribbean, and as
Let me,
always, take
let me just finish out the week with them now. Wednesday, we're gonna have the reggae ambassador Jati to speak about his virtual event on Jamaica's Independence Day.
Choo choo.
So everybody's keeping it virtual. So that is Jati, the reggae ambassador from Portland, Jamaica, who will be speaking to us on about his event.
Mm-hmm.
Kumina, Mento, Ska, real strong Jamaican music. And of course, Thursday we're back. We're back to London with Don. And although the English Football League has ended, the league has not really ended because we still have the FA Cup to go and we still have the Champions League to complete. So he will be with us.
Friday.
Exciting ladies from the island of Cuba. And they are the leaders and part of the internationally famous group, Grupo Canela de Cuba. Musicians of the highest order will be chatting with us on their journey, about their journey.
Choo 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 choo.
So that's a full week. That's a full week on the real stuff. And listeners, anytime you hear something that you would deem not the real stuff, please let us know. Please let us know. So one thing we will be doing and we're working very hard to do is give you only the real stuff.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Take care of yourself, your loved one, and always remember that prayer do changes things, regardless of what religion you belong to. Continue to pray. And you must pray.
Take away myself. The sound of your voice makes me weak. All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me if it go flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.